Paul, you were watching the game last week that Manchester United lost against Fulham at Old Trafford. If I was asked you what the Erik ten Hag game plan is at the moment in terms of strategy, what would your answer be?
Well, I wasn't watching the same game as him. I know that afterwards when he come out and said, I don't know. I thought they were quite open. They are open. That's the way they play. There's not a fear going there anymore. Many years ago, used to be a fear factor going there. There's no doubt about that. Now people go there and play, and you even see Fulham. Fulham went after them. And he was right what he said. Fulham went after them. They're quite shocked. They probably worked on Fulham going there, sitting 10 behind the ball. Can we break them down? How are we going to break them down? And that wasn't the case. Fulham quite shocked them, and Fulham thoroughly deserved to win it. Without no Højlund tomorrow, I just cannot make a case for Man United tomorrow. I cannot. With him up front and the two wingers in Rashford and Garnacho, you always think they're going to score goals, and you think, right, well, Man City will have to score 2 or 3 to win, because you always fancy them 3 to nick you something. Without him there now, it's just a damage limitations. It's a damage limitations. It's like, you look at it today, you look at it this weekend, and you probably say with the 3, Liverpool have the hardest game. Forest away. When really Man City should have the hardest game, Man United, and they haven't. I'd be shocked. It'd be one of the biggest shocks I've seen this season if Man United went and beat Man City. I think they will absolutely destroy them at the highest level. Destroy them.
Does he trust his team, Clinton, enough to have a real go in the Manchester derby tomorrow? Because that's the very least that will be expected.
He's the manager. He should trust his team. He's his players. He's bought a lot of players.
But do you see evidence of that this season?
Well, I haven't seen it. Listen, we said it, a few weeks ago, Man United look like they're back. There's a great togetherness. Then they're going to put on a performance like that against Fulham. And it can't be one player in Højlund missing while you're going to struggle. Even with Højlund in the team, I don't give them a chance against Man City. I think Man City, if they defend the way they defended, you see the goals here, they'll get punished. It's a good finish from Bassi, though. And this is Traore, and I was saying it, and this left-hand side, they are going to struggle. They've got no Luke Shaw. They played Amrabat at left-back, and Amrabat, I know, is a midfielder. So why are you playing Amrabat there? And obviously they might have injuries to the back, and tomorrow they might play Lindelof is there. I'm getting someone like a Doku or Foden on that side and saying, go and keep taking him on, because you're playing a centre-half at left-back. So it's difficult for Man United at the moment. And in midfield, it could be a struggle for them. They could get overrun in midfield.
Yeah, but they would have had a plan. They'd have gone to the Etihad, they'd have sat 10 behind the ball and counter-attacked, and they got pace on. Yeah, let's be honest, the 3 of them have got pace and they can score a goal. But they haven't even got that now. You take Højlund out, Rashford don't want to run without the ball, Garnacho won't run without the ball. If Anthony comes in, he won't run without the ball, but he will work hard going the other way, I give him that. So it would just be constant wave after wave after wave of forward against defence. And if they have their shooting boots on, like they did at Luton, wow, I don't know what the score will be.
Dawes, what do you make of what's been happening the last few days with Marcus Rashford? Because he's come out, he's made a post on social media about perceived attitude issues that some are claiming he has. I mean, he said, I can take any criticism, I can take any headline from podcasts, social media, the papers, I can take it. But if you start questioning my commitment to this club and my love for football and bringing my family into it, then I'd simply ask you to have a bit more humanity. But there isn't something right with him and United at the moment, is there?
Definitely not. And that comes down to his performances. People talking about his family, that's disrespectful. What we can do as people who sit on this panel and get paid to have an opinion, Marcus Rashford's performance have been nowhere near good enough. That's fact. He set the bar so high last season and was getting all plaudits and credit to him. And whatever issues he's having, maybe off the field, his confidence is shot to pieces. One thing I will say is he's never been a number 9. He's always been better on the left-hand side, chopping in and shooting. But when you talk about your commitment, and we had the incident when he went to Belfast, that was avoidable. He made that decision to go there. So you have to accept that criticism, which he has. And I thought when he came back, one thing that we would see was a reaction. We'd expect him to run round. And look, I never had the most ability, but what you can give is you can give 110% every time you cross that white line. Run round, make tackles, and you'll try and fall into some form. Maybe nick a goal. It can come off any part of your body and just try and get that. You need to be a little bit of luck. And I've seen him midweek. I saw him last week. He's not a number 9. You can tell he doesn't like playing there. That's clear and simple. But he's certainly struggling with confidence. That's an issue. And I went through when I played, and something I wish you could pay for was confidence. If you can build that and keep it, and when called upon, you've got to get yourself out of that bad form. And he's in it individually, collectively as a team. I watched them at Fulham last week, even midweek. They got through the FA Cup against Forest. But people criticise him off the field and his family. That's unacceptable.
Is his career, Merce, for you now at Old Trafford at a crossroads? Or does that depend a little bit on what happens in the summer, what the new owners think about Ten Hag long term? Where do you see his future right now?
Big contract.
You're at the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. I know they're not doing great, but it's still one of the biggest clubs in the world. You can get dropped anywhere in the world and you'll see a Man United shirt. That's how big they are. It's all up to him. It's all in his hands. It don't matter where you go, what club you play for, you've got to take your head with you. And when you take your head with you, that it's you. So you've got to work hard. You've got to, as Dawes said, it's the now and the end. Can't assure a playing well. Just got to keep on working hard and it'll come back. It'll come back. Just got to work hard. You know, he gets the criticism because he's performed at such a level that we see last season, and then the not season before he didn't, the season before. He seems to be up and down.
But
he's
34 goals for club and country last season, 5 this. Is a massive drop-off.
Huge, yeah, but he's the only one who knows that. He's the only one. You know, I don't know what goes on with him. You know, I don't know the kid. But, you know, people say, is this the end of his career? Wherever he goes, you've got to take your head with you. Whether you go to PSG or Real Madrid, it's all you. He needs to get back to working hard, you know, because he's a top player. You don't get lucky scoring 34 goals. You just don't get lucky. That's not luck. That's unbelievable ability at the highest level. Now, where's that gone this season? So it's up to him to answer that.